All right, guys, welcome to the Lead podcast. We started this, Sasha, monthly, and then we did it like whenever we kind of needed to update, and that's kind of where we're at now. We're just going to do it whenever we feel like it.
Yeah.
Whenever we feel, not whenever we feel like it, whenever we feel like we have updates we need to share with the entire company, and that's where we're at now. It's, Sasha, you've been here since 2014.
Yeah, February.
Yes. And back then, our lead department was a mess, right? Like it wasn't even really a department. It was just a handful of us trying to figure out how to create leads. Somehow, me and Precious left the lead department, and then you took over. I don't know if that was a plan, but we weren't very good at it. You were a lot better than we were. So we day one, it really was just a handful of us in office trying to order leads and figure it out, and someone was helping out. And we didn't have defined roles, and we're talking 7 years ago now. Fast forward now, we have an actual department, but for the longest, it was really just you. Jasmine kind of helped out, as much as she could, which still handling her own role, and you needed help. So we hired Nicole. When did you start with us?
December of last year.
Let's get this. Yeah, I'm trying to do this and that. There's Nicole, everybody. Give you some Nicole. December of last year.
So I started at FFL December. I got hired Founders Day. It was December 12th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's your work anniversary. Cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. So
going on a year, and you were our receptionist.
Correct.
And Sasha, got every staff meeting. It's like, I need help. And we talked about hiring someone else. Like, well, we already have Nicole who's sharp. Let's just move her over, hire a new receptionist, which we did. And now she's also moving to another department. Laura started about the same time, right?
I actually started.
No, year before.
19.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
January 2019 as the one of the hiring managers.
Yeah.
For the recruiting department. And I also just migrated over to the leads.
Sorry, yeah, move that much closer to. There you go.
I also just migrated over to the leads.
So we hired Laura to do hiring, which you worked with Precious for
Yes.
a few months, you and Bridget, and then, really, full disclosure is the agents have been doing hiring so much on their own, they didn't really need us, so we kind of started moving pieces around. Fast forward to now, Sasha runs lead department and has both of you guys as pretty much liaison, so here we are. You guys have plenty of updates, so I want to just get out of the way. I'm going to pass this over to you, Sasha, and you can kind of take it from there, but thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, both of you, and you, Sizer. So it has definitely been a game changer to implement additional help. I've always given the analogy in the lead seminar at convention of it's the entire audience of whoever is there and just me on the back end. But that's not the case anymore, and I'm super grateful that I don't have to say that anymore. So bringing on Laura and Nicole, like you said, it's never been here at Family First Life where someone has clear defined roles. Everyone just wears as many hats as we possibly can. So it's been important to me from day one in expanding this department that everyone knows every aspect. So you can call Laura at any point in the day and she can answer any question that you have. And the same goes for Nicole. Any question that comes up that's lead related, they have the answers to. They've been trained very thoroughly, and they know when they don't know. And they know when to ask questions. So they've never been afraid to come into my office and clarify something, whether you're on hold or you finished your call and they promise to follow up with you. They're extremely thorough, and they know what they're talking about because they're just very conscious about answering all the right questions and not wasting any time. So you guys have been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sasha.
So what we wanted to do in introducing them as well is just give you an idea of, yes, we all wear multiple hats here, but Laura has not a defined role, but Laura has something that she does every single day, and the same for Nicole. She has a primary task during the day, but she can answer anything about anything at any given moment. So Laura, if you want to go ahead and talk about what it is that you do in the leads department.
So I mainly take over the cherry pick orders. So when you order leads through the CRM, I go ahead and manually upload them, order them through the vendor, upload them through the CRM. I place the orders for the agents. Those are specifically the green leads. The blue leads are delivered instantly into your CRM, mostly the Mail Pro leads. You click on the lead type and it'll pop up a window of the type of lead, just so you know what to expect when you go ahead and call the lead and you try to make that appointment.
Laura's main responsibility has been filling cherry pick lead orders. That's something that she took over from Jasmine. That's what Jasmine's been handling on the back end for all of these years. So thankfully, like you said, she's been able to go and focus on her own department these days, which is growing rapidly as well.
And it's a lot. Like how many, I know you update us every week in a staff meeting, but how many leads on average a week are being processed?
Oh, like 2,600.
Yeah, so 2,000 to 3,000 a week,
Yes.
just on cherry pick.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's definitely a lot of volume, and it's all to get leads into you guys' hands immediately, and Laura does prioritize that every day, ordering leads as soon as lead orders come in so that leads are constantly funneling in and no one's waiting for their leads for too long. But just as a reminder, we're not here on the weekends and the vendors are closed on those days as well. So what is the cutoff time if anyone wants to order leads?
So definitely for the green leads, you should definitely be ordering them before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you to receive them the same day. If you order them past that time, you will receive them next business day. So definitely make sure you are making sure of the time when you're purchasing those leads through the CRM.
Yeah, and that's Eastern Standard Time. That's where we're in Connecticut. It's Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know if you need to set a different alarm in your phone so that you know what time the cutoff is. If you're living in Las Vegas, then that's 1 o'clock your time, I believe. 12?
3 hours back, yeah.
Math. So just make sure that you're ordering your leads ahead of time. That's what I always tell people when I'm on the phone with them. I tell them to order their leads before they need them, because the best time to have leads is before you need them. So making sure that if you're intending to sit down and dial on Monday morning, you order your leads on Sunday night so that there's absolutely no mystery about whether or not you're going to have those leads first thing in the morning. And again, Monday morning is crazy busy for you, Laura, with all the lead orders coming in. So that being said, Laura, her main focus is cherry pick leads, but she also does new agent lead introductions via Calendly.
Yes. Yep. So for those, we like to book, a 30-minute appointment with the agents to discuss lead strategies, let them know about the vendors, the programs, give them just advice about when to dial, avoid business times with different vendors. We like to prioritize that 30 minutes that we dedicate to those agents. It's very important to us, so you do have to make sure you are answering those phone calls. If you cannot make that appointment, you need to kindly cancel your appointment and reschedule for another time, because it's very valuable to us. We like to dedicate that time just for the agents that make that appointment.
And what can an agent expect in that phone call? Like if I'm brand new, I'm calling you, what are we going to discuss? What am I going to leave that conversation with?
Yeah, so it's mostly for new agents entering Family First Life. They ask about the lead budgets, like what's a safe budget for me to start with leads. So, I go into the different vendors, the different programs. I kind of base it off of your personal production, your personal, budget. And then I send a follow-up email to have everything sorted out. And
You should be able to have a good lead plan by the time you're done.
Exactly.
That phone call.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on?
No.
Okay, cool. So we're going to switch over then to Nicole now. Nicole's priority every single day has been answering all of the inquiries that are coming in. So as you know, we're posting tons of tips about how to get BPL or new mortgage leads or new final expense leads and all of the different BPL options that we have. For those of you who are new, BPL stands for buy per lead. You pay a set cost for every single lead as they come in. They're delivered right to your FFL CRM the same day that they're created, just so that's clear and out of the way. But Nicole's main priority every day has been answering all of the inquiries that come in. So I'm going to let her talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, so like Sasha stated, I take care of a lot of the inquiries that come in. So, those emails that ask for like state counts or county availability, I'll go ahead and see what we have available through all of the data sources that we work with. And it's
good.
Okay, so it's definitely a pleasure, sending you guys all those inquiries and all of the information that you guys need. Something we've been working on or discussing is a way on. So for new agents coming into this industry, it's very convoluted, complex, I would say. So, we send all this information out there, and I'm sure you guys are like, okay, what's going on? So what we are planning to do now is set up a new event. So like the new agent planning appointment, we're going to go ahead and create an event for circling back. So for those agents that we send counts to, we send inquiries, we're going to go ahead and also send you, we're going to ask, it's going to be optional. So you'll go ahead, we'll send the inquiry, and you'll have the option to ask if you're interested in going over that inquiry. We'll go ahead and we'll send you over via text a link for you to book an appointment, a one-on-one. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll discuss what's available in each county for each program, and basically take you from point A to point B, where, you asked for the inquiry, you got what you needed, and now we want to finish the process. So we want you to lock these counties so that you can get as much leads as possible to help you with your career here at Family First Life.
So, basically with, a new agent getting started, there's plenty of structure from within the lead department to help you get from point A to point B, from I never sold a policy to now I have a lead plan and I can get out there every single week, and it's, what's cool is like, you can tell, and I don't know if we knew this before you guys got in the lead department, but you could tell that like everybody here cares deeply about the agent, and they want to help them get going. Because if not, it wouldn't work. You couldn't be in the lead department doing this type of stuff and just fake it. It's, you guys really want them to win, which is really awesome. But it's, and like you said earlier, it goes back to being intentional. Like I was talking to Eric Schmidt the other day, and he said he was talking about how he tells all of his agents, like, or ask them, what's the first thing you log on to in the morning? Is it your social media or the CRM? Like, log on to your CRM before you do anything. The first website you need to pull up is that, so you can check what's new for leads, get in there and see what's available, versus doing it 3 hours later. You missed the cutoff, whatever. The leads are not there anymore, and now you're stuck. Oh, there's no leads. Well, they were there. You just you weren't intentional enough about your day, about your week. And that's why, and if you're brand new, you don't know. But that's why we have, this department and these steps to take you from point A to point B, so you're fully prepared when it is time to get in the house.
Yeah, definitely. Mike, something else that I do on a weekly, or I would say daily. So when we send counts or when we send availability, we want to make sure that, the information that we're sending out is as accurate as possible.
Right.
I do have to say that we are pretty busy. So, the counts, we send inquiries. How many inquiries a day?
I would say minimum 50.
Yeah. So we send about 50 inquiries a day. So for those agents, you have to think about, we're sending all these inquiries. Most likely by the next day, the county is no longer available. So, you have to make sure that you understand that we might send you an inquiry today, but you have to, be as active as possible. As soon as we send you that inquiry, make sure that you send us the county and that you want to lock down, so we can go ahead and send you a billing agreement. It is very important to understand that that the availability changes on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I am very glad that you were able to feel the sentiment that I feel, and that we all care very deeply about the agents, and it's just been great. What I wanted to say in having these two being able to focus on everything is helping me get more information out in front of the agent all the time. So bringing on new staff, Sean always says that when someone is speaking, that's when they're learning the most. That's not necessarily when they're teaching other people the most.
Right.
That's the biggest teaching moment for themselves. So being able to teach and train Laura and Nicole has opened my eyes to what really isn't common sense when it comes to leads. So I have to inspect every single detail. I have to break down every single detail so that not only do they have the information that they need to get out to the agent, but I'm reminded that it's second nature to me. Like I can zip and like dip and do through the CRM like nobody's business, but new agents can't necessarily do that. So that's why we have started to implement those videos that are walking you through different processes and, just different ways to make your life a little bit easier as it pertains to the CRM. And I think that's really all that I wanted to talk about in terms of our roles and what it is that we're doing here. But while I have everyone, I do want to stress the importance of the most popular lead right now, which is the instant internet life leads. It is changing what we're doing as an IMO in life insurance in general. We are able to get in front of people within minutes of whenever they responded to a life insurance ad out there. Internet life leads are not specific to mortgage protection or final expense, which has been our bread and butter. Right. It's just people who are looking for a quote for life insurance, whether that's term life or whole life. They'll specify that in their inquiry. They're including information of whether they smoke or not. Sometimes their height and weight is included in there. And I'm sorry, it's just not going to be me. I'm not putting my height and weight on anything on the internet. So these people are very serious. They tell you exactly what kind of coverage they're looking for, how much coverage they want specifically. But the biggest thing that I need to stress to you guys right now, everyone is messaging us, posting on our statuses on Facebook, emailing. Everyone wants instant internet life leads. But if you don't buy them, they will not repopulate. So in an area where you see that the whole state is red, you can guarantee that if those leads don't get bought, that state is not going to be red anymore. So the leads could sit there as long as, nobody's buying them. That's really up to the agents that are in the area. But my point is, if you don't buy them, no more are coming in. The area will be shut off. We're not going to market there anymore. This is a true partnership in terms of leads. So the more that you do, the more that the company is able to do. It's all algorithm based. So it's already scheduled. So if you want leads in an area, you have to continue to buy all the leads that already exist in that area so that we can keep that replenished. And I think that was the biggest thing that I needed to hit home.
Yeah, it's supply and demand, and they're not going to create leads if you're not going to buy them.
Absolutely.
Pretty simple. How many of these leads have we dumped in the system so far?
Well, it's a constant flow. So it's really hard to keep track of how many are coming in. And thankfully, that's just not a detail that I am managing personally. But thousands.
On top of thousands.
Thousands have come in. Thousands have been sold. And they'll continue to dump in if you buy them.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else you want to update them on?
Yeah, actually, I was speaking to Jackie earlier today, and MailPro is, I think, the biggest cherry pick pain point, but it's because they have the most lead options, right. So that's having the most traffic there. Just keep in the back of your mind that cherry pick leads are not eligible for credit, regardless if it's MailPro, if it's a green lead that Laura is processing. Those leads have absolutely no credit allowance. They're already steeply discounted and available to you, within minutes to hours, depending on when your order is placed. So submitting them for a credit is, it's just most likely going to be denied.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and like I say, at the price we offer them or they offer them at, they're not going to credit them.
No.
And these are just leads we get from vendors and drop them in. They allow us to share their inventory. So we can't give you credit. They're not our leads.
Yeah.
And they're not going to give you credit because of where they're priced. We've had talks with them, early on, we can give you credit if we price them at X, and nobody want to do it because you'd end up paying 3 times the amount for the lead. So,
yeah.
Anything else, Sasha?
Yeah, there is a sale going on for MailPro Cherry Pick leads right now. So you can use the code SPOOKY, all capital letters. It is case specific, so be very, very specific when you're logging in there. So the leads that apply are MailPro Final Expense 1 month and 2 month. All of the leads that are new internet life leads, not to be confused with instant internet life leads. And then all of the Facebook categories in the cherry pick system only. So don't go on to MailPro Pro Digital Leads and try to get a discount because it's not going to work there. Only the Facebook cherry pick leads are eligible. So again, the code is SPOOKY in all capital letters. 50% off of those categories that I've mentioned. It's also on my Facebook. You can follow any of us for constant lead updates on Facebook. And that code will run until October 14th. So don't let it expire on you. Go in and have at it. Just know that if you check out, make sure that the discount has applied if you've purchased a lead that falls within those categories, because we will not be able to apply the discount after the fact. And that's it. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this. It was your idea, so I shouldn't really thank you, I guess. It was,
Thank you.
But no, I mean, seriously, thanks for providing these updates. I know it goes a long way, and I mean, communication is key. And I mean, you guys you understand that we have a department here that wants to help you. And I mean, that's our goal. We always talk about our as a company, our mission, our job is to get better every day. And that's why we have, things like this and moving people over to other departments. And these won't be the last two members you add to, or team members you add to your lead department. Like, it's just going to keep happening. I mean, we just hired 2 new staff members last week. That's probably news to y'all, or maybe you didn't even know. We started 2 people, by the way. New receptionist, new contract person, and it's because we're continuing to grow, and we want to be able to support the agents the best way we can, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So, but guys, thanks for this. A lot of info in there. You guys know how to get a hold of them. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll be back at you whenever we have a bunch of updates to give you. So the Lead podcast, we'll see you again soon. All right, thanks.